Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, with all the division in our country that we faced over the last few years, it may seem like we're moving farther apart from each other rather than moving forward together, I guess is how you want to say it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a project in Topeka, Kansas is working to change that with the belief that creating a better future starts with individual relationships in our neighborhoods. Topeka United and the Mosaic Partner Pairs project is breaking down barriers and uniting the community one relationship at a time. So we are very excited to welcome back to Main Street Living, Karen Hiller. Karen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So
A
let's
lot of
start from
energy,
the
Kim.
beginning here. Tell us about Topeka United. What is the goal?
Well, just a quick refresher, there was an organization that's sort of the parent of Topeka United that put together an 11-day recognition of the 65th anniversary of the Brown v. Board decision, which was Brown versus the Topeka Board of Education, you may recall, in 2019. And when we did that, we included people everywhere from plaintiff era to young people and everything in between, and had symposia, art, music, theater, film, all kinds of events, but lots of conversation. And part of that conversation was, it's been 65 years. How we doing? And naturally, and that went into also, because we had 5 questions at the time, and it was like, so what do you think we should do to make improvements? And so often the answer was, I don't know. And so out of that summer, that anniversary is May 17th. And so we got a group together that had been involved in the last symposium, and they'd promised us they'd meet once to debrief and also to talk about whether now is the right time to try and advance those agendas of inclusion, equity, opportunity, and welcome in our community. And they unanimously said yes. Spent the summer coming up with strategies and Mosaic Partner Pairs, as Danielle described it, foundationally to get long-lasting social change. If there's no real other way to do that than building one relationship at a time, then we wanted to get started. And we were familiar with an organization called Idea Connection System out of Rochester, New York, who has done that kind of relation building work for HR, for diversity in companies and communities, as well as innovation and team building. And it seemed like that model was something we could then bring people together to explore and implement.
Well, okay. Well, Karen, you mentioned about the Mosaic Partner Pairs. So one part of the Topeka United initiatives is that. Well, what is the purpose of that project specifically?
The purpose of that project then is to begin improving that fundamental social network in Topeka, literally to raise the bar in terms of people's understanding of themselves and of others, just racial, cultural, mutual understanding, a building of a trust relationship, and a deep friendship with at least somebody who is different from you on the outside or the way they approach family or community, but has similarities on the inside. That's foundational to building that relationship, and that's how Mosaic builds those.
Yeah, absolutely. And us trying to figure out what we have in common.
Exactly. Well, or you start with that and you go, oh gosh, I never imagined I would have met you, but look at what we have in common. Let's start from here. To have those difficult conversations about uncomfortable issues and see where we end up.
So how do the Mosaic Partner Pairs work? How are they paired up, and what do they do to kind of gain an understanding about each other? Where do they start?
Well, they are paired through a 2-part application format. They fill out a survey about kind of who they are and how they fit in the community: family, race, culture, religion, gender identity, socioeconomic status, job, no job, retired, young, all those things. And then the ISPI is a profile that they also fill out, and that is intended to be absolutely difference neutral. And it measures how you think and how you prefer to relate to other people. Those two together are used then to come up with the pairing of people who are different on the outside but have similarities on the inside.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So how are you hoping that this project changes your community? And have you seen this impact so far?
People's reactions were amazing, were amazement at the pairing for starters. But then they did do, even in COVID, with the difficulties in getting together and how we interrelated instead of in person, virtually, and things like that. What they reported was doing that deep dive, having those conversations in an agreed safe space with an agreement to have those difficult conversations and go through that learning. And the commitment in Mosaic is that you are paired at the beginning and you meet 3 times a month, once in a small group of pairs in a facilitated session, volunteer coaches, and then twice by yourselves in whatever
Nice.
environment or whatever mode works best. And then it builds consistently throughout over that 9-month period.
Pretty cool.
Well, Karen, I love that you guys called this Mosaic too, because this project is a work of art and it's really beautiful how you're bringing people together. How can viewers find more information about the Mosaic Partner Pairs project?
Well, they can check our website at topekaunited.org, go for TU initiatives, and then the Mosaic 2022 page. And you can find out about this year background and this year's, but there are also photos elsewhere of our onboarding event and our celebration of diversity that we wrapped up the event with, even a picture of one of the mosaics, which were our giveaway memento at the end that one of our glassmakers made for us.
Nice.
And also through that, people can get the names of how to connect with the IDEA connection systems and human grid folks that are helping us produce this. And we're happy to help network as well.
All right. Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you so much, Karen, as always.
Well, thank you.
All right.
We love having Karen Hiller on the show. Up next, we're going to meet one of the pairs from the Mosaic Partner Pairs project right here on Main Street Living.